Yeah. Hopefully the thing is now. I don't know what's wrong with it. It's got issues. And actually, whoa, mom's still typing.
Yeah, it's so hard.
We're just getting ready. Oh, and out.
It's post
What's up, Mom?
postpartum.
Okay. Jay, what are you doing? I'm done.
Postpartum.
Bro. No. Okay, hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. It is your girl king.deenie, obviously back with another video, and we're back with them Great Couch Conversations. And today we'll be talking about mental health. Basically, we're going to share each of our experiences in terms of how we're affected by it, if we went through it, and then you know the vibes. And then we're also going to talk about ways can get help, I guess, like along those lines. But yeah, it's going to be a very deep conversation today. So mom's going to start as always. Mom, tell us about
Well, with me, I've gone through it. I've had encounters with mental health, and it's just something I've learned to accept. It started with postpartum depression.
postpartum, like the Americans say.
Yeah, postpartum depression, which was literally after I gave birth to Jada. It's just, I guess, your hormones being all over the show. Some mothers have trouble bonding with their babies. Some mothers have trouble parting with their babies. Like, I had to go back to work and I just could not leave this baby behind. So the diagnosis was that. So obviously you need to be on medication, and you need assistance, you need support, you need counseling, so that you get back to your normal self. So under depression is there's quite a lot of what did you say? So it's depression, and there's lots of symptoms, because depression is not the same. There's
there
all
are
kinds
different
of
types of depression.
different types of depression. Yeah.
Yes.
So I had there were incidents where in 2006 to 2007 I had severe depression, and the triggers are different. I had a lot of family members dying in 1 year, like that was 2005, and so the trigger was just loss, too much loss. So what happens is, basically, it's your system, when it cannot handle something, the chemicals in your brain, they just kind of go haywire, and that's when you need that's why there are psychologists and psychiatrists, because a psychologist will help to identify what the problem is, and to identify whether you need medication for it, and the psychiatrist would be the one to then to give you the medication, to give you what do you...
I was saying counsel.
No,
who's that?
the psychologist counsels you, and they then introduce you to the psychiatrist. The psychiatrist also counsels you, but they're the ones with the license to give you medication if you do need medication. So I've had several encounters. So, and obviously, because I have children, it has affected my children. Whenever I had my episodes, or whenever I'm admitted in hospital, obviously the children will then worry. But they've also had their own encounters. I've just shared mine. So mental health for me is very important. I always like to talk about it openly, and I always like to, even on interviews, when I have interviews, I like to talk openly about depression and about the fact that there's nothing to be ashamed about. And mostly it helps when you actually speak, because mental health is about expressing yourself. When you have a problem, you express yourself, so that it is known that you have a problem, and you have people that help you and find solutions out of the problem. So you guys can also share your encounters.
Jada?
No.
No, Jada. Go
Oh, of
ahead.
course.
Go
Well,
ahead.
for me, I'm not gonna say that I've had a problem, with these depression things. I've never been diagnosed.
There's nothing such as depression things.
I'm
Like
so,
it's so insensitive.
I'm so sorry. It came out so bad.
It's
But-
like I don't do those things.
Mom, I'm sorry. I apologize. I've never been diagnosed. I've never gone and checked if I had it. But it's these things where you cry yourself to sleep at night. I've had those. I'm sorry.
She's laughing to deflect.
I think crying yourself to sleep means you miss home because she
No,
lives alone.
no. I cry like there's certain situations that I cry myself to sleep at night about. I'm that type of person to keep it in because people know me as this happy person, that jolly person, the what you call it, the hype
Hype
man.
man.
You know what I mean? I'm that type of person. You know what I mean? So now if the hype man comes to school and she's all delayed or like she has her moods, like now my image, you know what I mean? So I'm just that type of person to be like, it's not that deep, I'm just gonna like keep it in, or it's not that deep, I'll write it in my diary. But sometimes it gets so deep to the point where everything just explodes and then you cry yourself to sleep at night, or you cry in your friend's room, or you cry in your friend's arm, and your arms.
Which means then we can rightfully say, because I've actually said to Jada at school, if there is a counselor, she can go to the counselor and speak to the counselor, because those are signs of
Have you
depression.
gone?
No.
Why
Because
not?
it's her street cred.
No, I've just been so lazy to go up.
No, that's then we don't deal with people like that, and we don't.
Okay,
say
it's not laziness. It's just that I don't want to go and be told what I don't want to hear.
No one tells you.
No, Mom, they tell
You-
you. They'd be like, okay, so I feel like you should go get, checked, or I feel
But how
like,
do
you
you
have
know-
depression. I don't want to hear that.
But how do you know if you haven't gone?
That they're going to tell me
Usually
I
what
have
a counselor
depression.
does is listen while you say what is bothering you.
Yeah, but what if I tell them and then they're going to call in my parents?
No, they won't.
Your parents,
Most of the time they call in parents just to discuss what their children have been
they
saying.
usually don't discuss what you were saying as in infringe on your privacy. It's to make us aware as parents that you're going through something so that we can also assist. Counselors never tell private information that you've told them, but they make parents aware that there's a problem, and so parents need to be aware, and so parents need to take further steps
And get you the help.
and get you the help that you need. So being lazy and running away from them is not going to help. You're going to keep crying yourself to sleep, and then the problem is not going to go away. We've also had issues, Jada. You've seen your mom going in and out of hospital. It's when you have to say, I need help. And there are people.
With it in your heart.
Yes.
Okay, it's time for me now. Secrets are going to be, the tea is going to be spilled. I'm joking. But me, I think grade 10 was the worst year of my life. I don't know, like my best friend will know this. Hey, I don't know how I kept the friends I have today because of the person I was. I was terrible. I was angry at everything and everyone. I didn't know why. I was just mad at everything and everyone. And then came a point later on that year when an incident occurred and it made me physically sick. I did, like, people on TV, maybe they witness, I'm not saying I witnessed the murder, but and then they get sick and they're just never the same. I witnessed something traumatic basically, and I was sick from there, like physically. And then I remember beginning of the year, grade 11, I was still sick, and then I went to go see my doctor. And then she asked what were the problems, and then I just told her, and then it wasn't really detected. Was it detected in grade 11 or? No, the first instance was when, we couldn't go to the doctor. The grade 10 situation, I couldn't go to my doctor because she was moving practices. But then we went to the clinic, and then the sister suggested that I go for counseling. I never went. Fast forward to grade 11, that's when my GP suggested she wrote a note. Was it? I don't know if it was last year, guys. I can't remember. But she wrote
No,
a
it
letter.
wasn't last
Oh, it
year.
was grade 11.
It was
Yes, I
grade
remember
11.
because I missed I missed one of my exams. So she wrote 2 letters for me. I needed to go get other checkups physically, but then she wrote another one suggesting one of her colleagues, basically psychologist or whatever. And yeah, that was the first instance of when, okay, I knew that, okay, this is what is affecting me. And then I think it got worse, maybe this year, beginning of the year. It was the way, in grade 9. I don't know what I was going through in grade 9, guys. I've been in pits, I don't know why, or yeah, I just, like, sometimes they just occurred, but like in grade 9, I remember, don't take this hard. But
I'm not. I'm here.
in grade 9, there was a point where I wanted to kill myself. I seriously, I don't remember, like now, I can't tell you why. But it was there. But I felt like if Jada were to come in and find me, that would be more traumatic. And then, fast forward to this year. The first
Can I ask why you never felt
because I just
important
couldn't.
for
I just
you
couldn't
to say
express it.
something?
It's something you can't really.
You
voice
can't
when
really
you do
talk
those
about
things.
it. Like, you would
It's
rather hide
keep
it.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. And then the second one was in January, when, you know, everything was happening. So then I was like, you know what, because I just couldn't deal with everything happening all at once. There was a point where we were in this house. I didn't, but I locked the door and I chilled there for like an hour. I almost took the razor out of the shaving thing. I had taken it out with the knife.
Whoa.
And I almost reenacted basically like a whole 13 reasons why situation. But then I felt like if I did do it, then number one, I'm taking my mom away from my siblings, because I know it would just never be the same, like in this household, in terms of how everyone's dealt with their mental health issues and. So I stopped myself again. But it was really, really bad when I lived by myself. And after, basically before I dropped out, because I was unhappy for a long time. But then Nami, I didn't know. And I remember my best friend Nell, she checked up. I didn't say anything to anyone. I was very like off with a lot of people, and I didn't say anything to anyone. And then Nell called me, and she's like, "What's wrong?" I'm like, "Nothing." And then I remember I thought about it. I'm like, if I kill myself and no one finds me in my apartment, I'm like, the worst thing would be for no one to find me for at least a week if I did do it. And then a few days later, that's when I did drop out. And I think from there I felt better. But honestly, I don't know. But till this day, maybe there are sometimes that I feel like, because I feel like I have no direction or whatever, because it's very quick for other people to like belittle you about certain situations. Like, as much as, yes, dropping out of university has like made me feel better, it's like a lot of people are saying things and it's like belittling me, and everyone wants to like try and control the situation by saying, okay, so what are you going to do next? What are you going to go study? And it's like, I don't want to study anything. I left school for a reason. And like, when people want to belittle you and be like, I didn't say drop out of university, and they're like, it's not my fault you're not in school type of vibe. And it's just like, why are you belittling me? And I understand that sometimes, like, they don't know it. And because I'm not the type of person to talk about it at all, but I feel like it's been something I've gone through for many years. And it's just something that keeps building up and up. But that's that. Yeah, man, we can talk about.
You know, I'm glad that we're speaking about this, and I'm glad that you're opening up about it. And now I know that I need to find you the help that you need. And I'm sorry if I've been one of those people to comment on you dropping out. And honestly, you know, I've supported you since you told me about it. And king.deenie, you're not doing something. here you are with the channel that is helping. I don't know how many people are going to eventually see this, but you're helping so many parents and you're helping so many children that are in your situation. Because mental illness is not because of something, it's something that just keeps building up inside. And it comes from certain situations that you've witnessed and that you've gone through in your life, and it keeps building up. But that is why you then need help, and that's why you need support from your family. You know, I've had my own issues, you know, I've had my struggles, but I've also gone through situations where if I end my life, what will happen to you guys? I've also gone through situations where when I did live alone, I did want to end my life, but I always thought, what will happen to my children if I kill myself? What will happen to my children? And so you've been very strong in not allowing yourself to take your life, in reasoning, and I'm thankful to God for being there. And that is why when I pray, and I pray for you guys all the time, I just pray that the spirit of distraction, because it's all distraction, that spirit that brings you to that place, it never wins. I pray all the time that it never ever wins, because eventually when someone takes their life, it doesn't only, you've gone, I've gone, and what happens to the people that are left behind? They are destroyed for the rest of their lives. And you know our situation here at home. You know your mom is holding the fort on her own with your siblings, and don't ever think you're not doing anything. You dropping out of varsity was your choice, but it's because you know what you want to do, and you know that we're doing this because this is what you want to do. This is who you are, and this in the future will be one of the biggest channels there will be, who will help bridge the gap between parents and children. Some parents don't know what their children go through up until they find them dead. Some parents never know because their children will never speak, and I'm very happy that you've spoken. And that's the first step. And don't think that I don't understand. I do. And don't ever think that even if you come and you just sleep with me or whatever, sometimes you can't say anything because it's inside. But this is the important thing, is to understand, is for people to understand that mental illness is not a joke. When a person is going through something, the last thing you want to do is judge them, and the last thing you want to do is think that you know best than they do about themselves. So as a parent, right now, I know that I need to take the right steps and get Jadine the help that she needs. I know this because I know when I need help. When I need help, I know to give my psychologist a call so that he can see me. So that's exactly what I would do for Jadine, and Jada also needs the same thing. And as much as she feels like she doesn't want to go and speak to the psychologist or the counselor at school, I know that she also needs help. And I know that it comes from a lot of things that they've experienced, because they are the older siblings and they've experienced a lot of things. And as parents, we put our children through a lot of things. And I'm glad that I can speak about this without crying, without breaking down. And I'm stronger now than I was a year ago. And it is my responsibility now to make sure that my children are mentally okay. Because mentally doesn't mean that they're cuckoo in the head. It means their emotional state is taken care of, and they're able to speak to someone that is safe, not necessarily me, to someone that is going to help them through the process. because it is a very difficult process. And that is why there's individual counseling and then there's family counseling. So I'm glad that we're talking about this, and you are actually witnessing something real. We are not talking
Like
about
crying,
something
no?
general. We are experiencing something real, and I really didn't know it was as deep as that, and it would have killed me for you to have done that to yourself. It would have killed me, because I wouldn't have survived it. I wouldn't have survived it. As a parent, I know my condition now, and I know me now having hypertension is because of everything that I've gone through that has to do with depression. Because high stress levels lead to high blood pressure, which can lead to heart failure. So you do know that I take high hypertension medication, and I'm on antidepressants, and that is because I live a high stress life. I have to make sure that my household is okay. I have to make sure that I work and I deliver at work. So that's my situation, and so making sure that we don't have other people falling apart. I just have to make sure that Jadine gets the right help that she needs, and I hope there are parents out there who will pay better attention to their children. And my fear is just having a child who keeps having thoughts of taking their lives, because I don't know when that thought will come back and it'll actually happen. And that's why you do the best that you can to get the help that the person needs. Jada, you can also, I don't know,
Talk about what you suggest to people that are going through it.
just because we're talking more.
Like, have you ever had friends or anything?
Oh,
Like
yeah,
how
I
you
have,
help
a
people
lot. I
or
have
whatever.
a lot of friends, you know, that have mental illnesses, you know, depression, you know. I have a lot. You know, my boyfriend, you know, he's also going through the most in life. You know, I try to give them advice, you know, on like my point of view and stuff like that. You know, I just tell them, you know, to do things that make them happy and not to think about, you know, what's happening in their lives. Even though it kind of, you know, comes back. It's like a flash, like, shoot, yeah, girl, you're going through the most at home. I try to tell them that, you know, let's just live in the moment, enjoy what you have now, you know, enjoy, like, whenever we're having like a good time as friends and we're all laughing and stuff, you know, it brings our happiness, you know, really high, and we just forget about things like that. So I tell them, you know, just to do things that really make them happy and not to, like, you know, just cry. Well, crying is very good. I also tell them that crying is letting everything out is extremely good. Bottling things in, you know, bottling your tears, it's not gonna help. You know, just let everything out is also what I tell them. You know?
And also, one thing that I guess young people never pay attention to, being connected to God, or being spiritually connected, or just praying and meditating and just, you know, do things that are going to spiritually free you. It also helps. I know when you're younger, you don't think much about praying, but praying helps. It helps a lot. And when you pray, you not only speak to God, but you are asking for assistance from God, from your ancestors, from the universe. You are asking for strength, because that's where strength comes from. God made you. Your ancestors are your support system spiritually. So when you feel like you are alone, when you feel like no one understands you, pray more, connect yourself more to God, because ultimately we all come from God. I might have given birth to you, but I don't own your life. God owns your life. So if you teach yourself to pray, that's why we pray in this household every day before we sleep. But that doesn't stop you from connecting spiritually. You can use your own way of connecting. You can do yoga, try to just relax your mind, relax your body. You can read books that are there to help you, to motivate you, to inspire you. People have written books because of that, because people have gone through the most with regards to issues and issues that have brought them to the mental health space, the space that we're speaking about. So I think that's how we could, in this household, that's how we could start um, tackling it. Just taking a walk, walking out of the gate and walking and breathing in fresh air. It helps, as much as it's not much, but it is much to the system. It is a lot. Um, just don't sleep in a dirty room with curtains closed. I'm dead serious, because that is a big sign of depression. You open the windows, you open the curtains, let light come in.
I don't have curtains, just
Connect.
in all the time. I don't have curtains. That light that shines in.
What does she mean she doesn't?
I don't know, because she went to school with cousins.
I didn't put them up.
Why
I don't-
not?
I
Why
don't find
have
the
you
need
not?
to.
You shouldn't. That's her choice. Okay, words of...
And then it's almost like
I told my teachers I don't want to have curtains. They were like, "That's so cute," and then
it's not cute.
then they left me alone. It's like it's a normal thing. Like a lot of people don't have curtains because we feel like the sunlight really makes us happy. That like seeing the city lights. Because I am all alone in that room, so now just like waking up sometimes and just looking outside. And
Jada,
like,
would you like to come back home?
no, I don't want to come back home. That would drive me insane. I'm okay.
Oh, so in this house we drive people insane.
No, I don't think
No,
she means
me-
it like that. I feel like when you're with someone too long, sometimes you frustrate
Oh, so
each
that's
other.
why you want to go away too.
No, I'm going away to collab, mom.
No, for me it's a situation of if I'm like with them all the time, I'm not gonna love them the
Yeah,
way I
like
do.
we like each other more apart.
Today's I would kill her, but
Because they're the same person.
we're the same people and we're always fighting. So I love her so much when I'm that side. I miss her so much when I'm there.
Okay, mom, like words of encouragement.
Well,
for people.
I mostly to both parents and to everyone, young people that are watching. It is really serious. Pay closer attention, parents, to your children. Talk to them more, even if it's about nothing really. And if it's about poking, like fun at each other, it's fine. But as long as you have like open the lines of communication with your children, so that you do know when things fall apart. I think I paid so much attention to me falling apart and trying to make everything come together that I forgot to pay attention to my children individually. And every life, I just wanted life to move on for everyone, and forgetting that before life moves on, I had to check that everyone was okay. In as much as it's tough for me as a single parent, but I am honestly stronger than I used to be, and that is, I would not lie, that is because I pray more, and that is because I have friends that I speak. I don't know. I have more spiritual people around me that are helping me to become a stronger person with better direction than I had some time ago, like months ago. Praying has helped me. Connecting to my ancestors, because I have the calling, has helped me. I'm happier because my children are around me. So I think that it is going to help me as a parent to take better care of my children and seek help for them. Younger people, please do speak. You saw Jadine took the risk of falling apart in front of you, but that has helped someone. I know that has helped someone. And in turn, it has helped her, for I now understand what's going on, because I didn't understand why she would lock herself up. I know those are signs of depression, but I don't know how to help her if she's not opening up for me to help her.